And coming up on Seen and Heard tomorrow, it's the day of pink. Yes, that is me wearing pink. We'll explain. That's coming up. Tyler Shade is the president of Outreach of Southern Alberta. This is tomorrow is the day of pink, and look at me. I'm wearing. How do I look?
We're both looking fabulous.
Okay, explain what tomorrow is all about and why it's so significant.
Okay. Day of Pink is a day to fight homophobic and transphobic bullying and discrimination in our communities, schools, and in our workplaces.
Right. Interesting. There was just a talk yesterday, and people. Well, the message was we're still, we're not getting the message. We're still bullying. Yeah, and it was interesting that the presentation yesterday was about homophobia and transphobia in schools, and particularly the Catholic schools, and the comparison between the experiences in Alberta and Ontario and what they're doing. And the Day of Pink actually started from an individual, a young Canadian, who won a lawsuit against his school because they failed to actually provide a reaction to the bullying that he faced as a student. How are we doing in Lethbridge, in your mind?
I think Lethbridge is actually growing in terms of progressive and supportive ideas and actions from individuals. Outreach, a lot of people are not aware of. We're formerly known as Gala LA, but we've been operating in a sense with other previous incarnations of the organization, but basically for 20 years. There different individuals started as hosting social dances and events and that sort of things way back in the late 80s, early 90s. Right. And we've actually been incorporated as a society for nearly 20 years. And Lethbridge Pride Fest, this year will be the 5th year for Pride Fest. The city of Lethbridge has been very supportive and actually has risen the rainbow flag for a number of days during the Pride Fest. And we've had events throughout the city at Galt Gardens, and we've never had protests or people, complaining and that sort of thing. So,
what about you, as a person in a personal way? How have we progressed?
That's always a challenging question to answer sometimes, because even your previous question too, because my experience is different from other people's experience, right? So I was actually involved with, this is my 3rd time being president of Outreach, and it's the 3rd decade that I've actually been president of the organization. The first time I was president of the organization, I wasn't actually out to my family.
Oh wow!
And I was, I felt comfortable being involved in the organization in such a capacity, yet I wasn't fully 100% of the support that I might receive from my family. So it's kind of interesting that way. And when I did come out to them, they all said, "We already knew."
All that fear just went away.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And when I told my mother, who recently passed away, I actually was crying, and she was just very supportive. And she says, "Yeah, I told my sister first, so then and she told me everything, and then so I told my mother, and I said, well, apparently you guys knew. Why didn't you say anything to me?" And I was the one crying, and she wasn't. And I was like, "Mom, can you pretend to cry a little bit, or a little bit of hysterics or anything like that?" And she said, "No. As long as you're happy, you're safe, that she appreciates all the things that I do in the community, so she loves me."
So that's kind of funny, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is it? I mean, I'm laughing. I hope that's appropriate. Is it okay?
Yeah, it is appropriate.
Yeah. All right.
It was kind of awkward a few times when I was president before doing news interviews. I didn't do it on the news, didn't do it in the in the Lethbridge Herald to have my name in there, but I did several radio interviews, and so I was like, "Oh, geez, I hope my family doesn't listen to that radio station." And I did one, and a couple of days later, a friend of mine, he says, "I heard you on the radio." I was like, "What? I didn't say my name or anything." He says, "Yeah, I know what to do."
All right, what do you want people to do tomorrow?
We'd like people actually take a stand and step up, wear something pink, obviously, but show their support in any ways that they want to wear pink, right? Okay. Bold like me, or even more bold like you. Wear pink, but show support and understanding, and help celebrate diversity, gender and diversity, sexuality diversity, and recognize that we can all, in some small way, can help make a better and welcoming community for everyone.
I'm sure your mother would be proud today. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Mark.
Reach out to Kids Help Phone. Anti-bullying groups say education and awareness are keys to understanding and accepting those who lead alternative lifestyles. Tyler Shade is one of the local organizers of the International Day of Pink. They've gathered over 300 signatures of support and understanding. On Wednesday, they're encouraging everyone to wear pink to show their support for those who feel lost or are unsure about themselves. Shade says education is the key to understanding other people's struggles.
if they get less support from their families and friends, they actually have a higher degree of depression, suicidal action, rejection from themselves, low self-esteem, self-harm. And if they actually receive more support from their families and friends, it actually improves the likelihood of their own physical and mental health.
A former